Hey everyone, Penguin here. I apologize in advance, but I have to go over the replay of my last game. Since when I was recording it, I received a phone call and I forgot to resume recording once I finished. So, this hand I chose to keep because, hey, two fireballs and the other two spells, I could play out early on with my mana. So nothing much happens early on. I play my difficult lion, pass. He doesn't have anything, and passes. So my turn, I just swing into my difficult lion, and I actually cast Elite Vanguard instead of my Gargoyle Sentinel, since I would rather get in without having to, invest mana each turn if I can't help it. He figures out a Wild Griffin, and I decide to fireball it, so, to maintain my tempo, so to speak. I figured, yeah, I have a second one, in case he drops anything, more threatening. He plays a Gravedigger, returning his Wild Griffin, passes. And my next turn, I draw a 5th land, and I decide to swing in with both, since I figure even if he does trade with one of my creatures, I'll just play out my Stone Golem, and pass. Since I figured, he'll just play his Wild Griffin next turn, and then if I could fireball that. He stands in blood himself, and he plays Wild Griffin out as expected. Now, here's where you could say is part 1 of where I punt this game. For as much as I speak highly of Fireball, I really should, read these cards more closely. What I was trying to do here was do 2 damage to both Wild Griffin and my opponent. To do that though, with Fireball, you have to pay 6 mana. I thought you can do it with just 4 mana, doing 2 damage to 2 targets. Of course, with Fireball, the X damage is divided evenly. So what happens is I basically do 1 damage piece. And this makes a difference since when I try to swing in, he blocks my difficult line with a Griffin, and so I'm down a creature. Now, coming up next is part 2 of this game. He casts a Primate and Elixir of Immortality. Now, this is significant because I misread Ajani's Primate. I thought his ability was whenever you gain, say, X amount of life, you can put that many counters on Ajani's Primate, which is kind of silly if you think about it, because I would figure then you would hear about, more 7/7 Ajani Primates running around. Of course, I didn't know that at the time, and this becomes significant because it keeps me from swinging with Stone Golem these turns. Instead, I play out my Gargoyle Sentinel and pass. He plays another Wild Griffin and passes. And the next turn, I decide to just swing in with my Gargoyle Sentinel. He pops the Elixir, and this is when I realized that the Ajani's Primate only becomes a 3/3, and so now I'm kicking myself, because I could have been swinging in with my Stone Golem as well, putting more pressure on him, but, I missed that chance. He plays out a Serra Angel, and now I'm really not thinking too clearly because I was so frustrated, and I swing in with both Stone Golem and Gargoyle Sentinel when I should have probably just swung in with the Stone Golem itself. As it is right now, he's able to kill both of the creatures and maintain a Primate on the board. And I do not draw another land, so I cannot play out my Juggernaut. Instead, next turn, he plays out another Serra Angel and a Royal Assassin, which it turns out later would turn the game in his favor. Now, I play out a Juggernaut when I could have just played out my Assault Griffin, since there's really no point in attacking when he has Royal Assassin out, but like I mentioned before, I wasn't thinking too clearly at this point. He gets more flyers out, and things do not look so great for me. Of course, I forced to attack in with my Juggernaut, and he just kills it in response. His next turn, he swings in with everything besides Assassin, and I force a trade with the Primate with my Assault Griffin, which might have been pretty loose play. I draw my Ancient Hillcut and play that, which I figure would buy me a few turns, if only just to keep him from swinging in. His next turn, he plays another Gravedigger and gets his second Sarah Angel back. Curiously enough, he chooses not to play it, which leads me to suspect that he has some sort of trick in his hand, you know. And I'm thinking actually at this point it might be safe passage, since I was pretty aggro these last few games. I draw Combust, and I, figure, oh well, it's nice. I can use it on one of his Sarah Angels in case he wants to try swinging in for lethal. He draws his places Bloodthirst Vampire, and I figure, oh well, as long as he doesn't get his Reassembling Skeleton combo, I'm safe. Lo and behold, he draws his Reassembling Skeleton and starts swinging in, and forcing me to chomp it with my infantry veterans. Now, I draw my fling here, and I figure, well, I could try ending the game, but I really suspect he has, a safe passage. Of course, at this point, I was getting pretty tired, and I figured, this ditch I've dug myself in is too deep for me to come back. So I figured, what the hell, I'll try it. Of course, and I probably could have played it, more smarter if I really wanted to, use it. But I figured, let's not, stall the game out any longer and just do it, my first main phase. And yep, turns out he did have his safe passage. He starts swinging over everything. I combust one of his Sarah Angels, bring the other one. At this point, I'm just trying to see if I have any answers whatsoever. And as it turns out, no, I do not. And so the game ends, and my opponent wins this round, and he would go on to win the whole draft. Now, won't lie, I was a little frustrated, especially during this game, due to all the mistakes. But for this kind of stuff, you just kind of have to, learn from your mistakes and, just work to improve your game. And I think this really does go to show that, your deck could have, very nice cards, but in the end, it's all due to the person piloting the deck. So, on the bright side, I did have fun playing it. So, yep. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll see you all next time.